Welcome to LinguaWire English A2. Today, we have two stories: health funding in Ghana and AI voice cloning in the UK. To help you, transcripts and vocabulary are at linguawire.com. First, Ghana's child vaccine gains are under pressure. Now we go to Chloe, our LinguaWire correspondent for health.
Thanks, Daniel. Ghana is facing a big health funding problem right now. The country has a projected $78.2 million shortfall. That is in health funding. The gap comes after USAID program cuts.
So this is not just one small project losing money.
No, it affects several health services. The money supported malaria prevention. It also supported maternal and child health. And it helped nutrition, family planning, and HIV services.
And the story says the risk is not only about vaccines themselves.
Exactly. Health workers still need to reach children. They also need to trace children who miss doses, and they have to move vaccines safely to remote places.
That sounds like a lot of daily work to keep going.
It is, and that work is now under pressure. A study in northern Ghana found delays. It also found irregular supplies. They were in 75% of the districts surveyed.
75% is a very high number. What else did the study find?
It found problems with cold chain equipment. It also found problems with delivery kits. And it found problems with transport fuel. Cold chain means the cold storage needed to keep vaccines safe.
So if the system breaks, the vaccine can still be there, but delivery fails.
Yes, and that is the key point. The article says Ghana was one of Africa's first countries to use the RTS-S malaria vaccine. It was in routine immunization. That vaccine has been linked with a 13% drop in deaths. It is among children who could get it.
That is a real gain, and it makes the cuts feel even more serious.
They do, because the progress can be lost if outreach stops. In rural places, workers still need fuel. They also need transport. And they need time to visit families.
Who is most worried about that now?
People in hard-to-reach areas are very concerned. In the Ota region, coverage for the national schedule was 61%. That was in a 2025 study. That is much lower than basic antigen coverage there. That was 85.3%.
That gap shows how hard it is to keep children fully protected.
Yes, and Mark Appia, who leads the OTA Regional Health Committee, said funding pressure may hurt outreach. He also said it could hurt tracing. It could hurt transport, supervision, and campaigns. He said no child should miss life-saving immunization because of money problems.
Some people say private money can help here, right?
Yes, some private providers say they are ready to step in more. But the article also says private investment cannot quickly replace the public system. That is especially true in remote communities.
So the short-term problem is very practical, not abstract.
That is right. This is about whether workers can still reach children. It is also about keeping vaccines cool. And it is about keeping the program running.
Next, actors are asking for legal protection for voices. Now we go to Ethan, our LinguaWire correspondent for culture.
Thanks, Daniel. This is a growing worry for performers in the UK. More than 80 performers have signed a letter to the government. They want a new law. It would give every person in the UK a legal right to their voice.
So the big issue is not just who uses the voice, but who controls it.
Exactly. The letter says AI can make voice clones from recordings of real people. Quick versions can be made in minutes. They need just a few seconds of audio. Higher quality copies need hours of training.
That sounds very easy to misuse.
That is the worry. Alice Sockett, an audiobook narrator who helped start the campaign, called it an existential threat. She said it was to the whole industry. She said her voice is in the public domain, but she said it is still unprotected.
And she says, the problem is growing fast.
Yes, she said voice theft is increasing every week. That is a very direct warning.
What is the government saying back?
A government spokesperson said digital replicas can be useful. The spokesperson said this includes creative work. But the spokesperson also said they can cause harm. The government says it will launch a consultation. It is about how to deal with those harms.
A consultation means they are still asking for views, right?
Yes, they are still in the discussion stage. They have not yet made the final rules.
Who else is speaking up in this campaign?
More than 80 performers signed the letter. They include actors Matt Lucas, Hugh Bonneville, Nicola Coughlan, and Siobhan McSweeney. McSweeney said the government is lagging behind. She also said audiences want human connection, not AI.
That is a strong line. But is there any support for the technology?
Yes, and that is why the debate is complicated. Some people with illness have welcomed voice cloning. One woman with motor neurone disease said her cloned voice brought her closer to family.
So the same tool can feel helpful to one person and threatening to another.
Exactly. For performers, it is about consent and control. For some patients, it is about keeping a voice they lost.
That makes the legal question much harder.
It does. The next step is whether the law moves from discussion to action.
First, 3 words from the health story. Coverage means how many people are reached by a service. In the story, coverage showed how many children got the vaccine schedule. Example, vaccination coverage rose in our town this year. Outreach means the work of going out to reach people. In the story, outreach meant health workers visiting remote communities. Example, the clinic plans outreach in 3 villages next month. Shortfall means a missing amount of money. In the story, shortfall described the health funding Ghana did not have. Example, the school has a shortfall after repair costs went up. Now the grammar point, be able to. We use be able to when we say someone can do something. We use it when talking about a situation now or after a change. Example 1. Health workers need to be able to reach children. Example 2. The government may be able to help with new rules. Repeat after me. Be able to reach children. Want more than 2 stories a day? Sign up at linguawire.com for the free daily digest. 4 short stories matched to your level in your inbox every morning. Set up your free subscription at linguawire.com.